Name the undisputed. When did this come out?
We've like all seen that clip at this point, right? And I have watched countless videos, it feels like, of various people in the medical field talking about how dementia will impact the speech parts of your brain. So there's that. I also want to give you this other evidence. If you go to rollcall.com, you can see the schedule of the President of the United States 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No surprise here, really. There are no events for the president other than just listing that there'll be private meetings at 4 p.m. at Mar-a-Lago all weekend, which, like, I don't know what that is. He's also not playing golf anymore. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that, but the President of the United States having absolutely nothing on the schedule, even during a weekend, is not normal. However, I have noticed that this regime doesn't really work on the weekends, but stay with me. No plans this weekend, nothing on his schedule. You get to Monday, you see that he goes back to DC, nothing on his schedule. And you might say, hey, so that's subject to change, as it always is. So maybe they'll add things in, maybe they haven't added them yet. That is true. But this was from Tuesday's schedule, the 10th of February. And if you notice, he has nothing on the schedule until 4:30 p.m. when he does his show, which is on camera to sign whatever he's signing in the Oval Office. And then he's allegedly participating in a policy meeting an hour later. And there's closed press, so we're not going to know for sure if that's happening. And then at the bottom it says 7 o'clock that there's a private White House dinner, which it says almost every single day. I think that that's just his time to eat, really. So here's the thing. The president isn't working. He's simply not working. I have thought a lot about when it happens. And if you're sitting here still listening and you're like, yeah, it's definitely going to happen, no doubt it will happen. It will happen for all of us. But the thought that I have is about preparing you for when it does, because you're going to feel a very, very high emotion. Maybe it's joy, happiness, relief, whatever that is for you. And then very quickly, you are going to come down from that, because you are going to realize, number one, that because it happened, he got off scot-free. He never had to pay for his crimes, even the ones that he committed against children. You are also going to realize that J.D. Vance is our president, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter who sits in the Oval Office, because we are being run. Our country is being run by wealthy, tech bro, Heritage Foundation, white Christian nationalists who are desperately trying to turn us all into serfs, basically, to serve their higher power. And until we as a nation decide to resist, it is going to continue on that trajectory. And maybe that's not the news you want to hear. But I don't want you to get your hopes so high that by him no longer being Earthside, things will get better. In fact, they won't have to appease the emperor with no clothes anymore. It's one less task on their plate, so they'll have lots of time for other things.